Avowed is quickly turning into a meme, even more than Dragon Age the Veilguard could have possibly thought, and given its February release, really picking up after the 2024's disaster that was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It's very funny how many parallels there are to draw right here. And then, of course, the cherry on top, you have the Defense Force from Kotaku coming out in full force. I mean, bro, this game is going to be the perfect storm. Kick off the year and potentially lead to even more of a disastrous year for AAA gaming in the West. And ultimately, couldn't be happier for them because you have Kotaku right now using what's left of their resources and credibility, both of which are in very short order, to run defense for a game that looks utterly unremarkable. We've seen some gameplay and it would look out of date back when Skyrim launched, by a story hanging on from a legacy studio that hasn't done anything in about as long of a time frame. And was their most recent example of they're currently capable of putting out? Oh, right, Outer Worlds. Oh, yeah, everybody remember that one? I don't think so. So yeah, this is gonna suck, okay? It's just, how much is it going to suck? And how much of a backlash can we expect from this? Because while the failures of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, we'll be talking about that a little bit more this week. Because, okay, unlike a bunch of people that go, oh, I've heard from people it's actually pretty good. And, oh, you can play the whole Raiders of the Lost Ark opening. Oh, it's real cool. I've actually watched gameplay of that stuff. I've watched several people play that. And, bro, for what I was actually watching when my eyelids weren't reflexively trying to close and I wasn't falling asleep, like, it's boring, okay? And especially that much loved recreation of the Raiders opening. It's a quick time event. Those used to be lambasted by the entire media in the gaming space, but yeah, it looks fine. It's optimized like ass. And the characters are pathetic. It is a 4 at best, it's a 3 at worst. It's definitely not deserving of those 8s and 9s that it's getting. The 9s, actually I should say 9s and 10s, because everybody's bending over backwards and tearing their labrum, patting themselves on the back for how great this game is. Oh, it's the best Microsoft outing in years, and maybe it is. But I think that speaks more about the pathetic state of the AAA space than it does for some game that's going to be forgotten by the time Avowed comes out. But I digress. Back to this dumpster fire on the horizon instead of the one at the ready. The campaign against Avowed reveals the bigotry that fuels the anti-woke by John Walker, which I'd like to inform you has run a couple of puff pieces, including back in November, back when the first looks were being released. 6 hours with Avowed, and I'm already thinking that it's one of 2025's best games. So yeah, he's definitely a shill for the game, which is why he's running such strong defense for it. In 2024, there's rarely been a game announced without a small but tiresomely vocal group of grifters attempting to whip up a controversy from their social media followers. Yeah, that's nice, okay. Nice projection that you have right there, because you could just switch and swap around a couple of words right there, and it would just be a more accurate description of what Kotaku is doing. Rarely has there been a game announced without a small but tiresomely vocal group of grifters attempting to whip up defenses for their social media followers. No matter what the title, no matter the developer, every announcement is meticulously scrutinized for any faint sign of their thought crime, an element that could be constructed by these charlatans as proof of wokeness, something that they can decry as a DEI initiative, and then, this speculative notion is spun out of followers as in the latest attempt to take away your games. The latest target is Avowed, but in picking on it, those running the grift have showed their hand. No, we've just looked at what they put on display, okay? We've listened to the people behind the scenes. We know who's pulling the strings on this one, okay? We've seen the gameplay. We've seen the art. We've heard from the art director, and we can go ahead and deduce and figure out that, this doesn't really look like a great game. This looks like it's trying to push an ideology, and the people behind this hate you with every fiber of your being. And it all seems to come back around to the tyrannical art director Matt Hansen. You can go back, okay? And I know a bunch of people have broke down this article right here, and it's one of the worst defenses for Avowed you're likely to ever see, but it's Kotaku. I value my brain cells. We don't need to waste any over there. And trust me, it's just another pathetic article in a year of pathetic articles that they've put out trying to defend and slander anybody pointing out how bad the gaming industry has gotten. Another insider from Avowed developer Obsidian has come forward to YouTube content creator SmashJT, this time sharing leaked messages from Obsidian's Slack internal messaging server, and oh boy, they ain't good. Messages show that Obsidian's staff celebrating the game coming under fire from ex-owner and the world's richest man, Elon Musk. So yeah, this brain rot, it's not just simply localized to Matt Hansen, okay? Wanting to create this game to specifically piss him off, this is a studio-wide problem, kind of letting you know that, oh boy, this is gonna suck, while railing against anyone who opposed the idea of pronoun selections in video games. And of course, this behavior was egged on by Avowed art director Matt Hansen, who made waves recently by accidentally exposing that he engages in potentially illegal hiring practices within the Microsoft-owned studio. Yes, exactly. We've done it. Yeah, there you have Shwara Alvarez, some other soy jack employed by Microsoft. Fantastic. He then said that management should let him know if this is too political and voiced a willingness to delete the message if not allowed. So yeah, he believes that he's just not strong-willed enough to stand behind his words. And most companies sharing something so deeply divisive and political would indeed be frowned upon. But this is Obsidian, overseen by Matt Hansen, veteran art director and long reported history of fostering a toxic work environment, ruled by ideology above all. That's obvious by how comfortable the members of Hansen team were at voicing their glee at this development. Daniel Chamberlain, he, him. I've never been more proud. And then he gets yellow, tan, white, and brown emoji. The fingers up, one finger up. Okay, hey everyone, pack it up. We lost the grums. Oh, just mocking one of the leading voices in the space. Makes sense. Somebody who can make or break an indie game with a acknowledgement or an endorsement. Lol, this was literally my suggestion bug to add pronouns to the menu. I do this and then it gets cut off. Manolo Rosenberg, well, that guy's got beaten multiple camps. He, him, his. Oh wow, it's not enough to just be double pronouned. You have to be triple pronouned over there. Oh, we got a she, her over here triggering snowflakes is so hot right now. Interesting. Olivia Burkhart, who apparently prefers she, her pronouns, sounded off with a meme that claimed, yes, triggering conservative snowflakes is so hot right now. I mean, if this is the way that you guys are approaching a game that looks absolutely pathetic, because I'm not even coming at it that hard from the woke aspect of things, like the pronoun thing is, yeah, very eye-rolling, but if you got compelling gameplay, that's another thing. It's just you're made by a psychopath that obviously hates the audience, so why would I support that behavior? A little bit different. Right about now is typically when a manager of the company owned by one of the biggest tech organizations on the planet would step in, stop the political parade, and tell the team to make better use of their time in which they're being paid to provide a service. But because this is Matt Hansen, none of that happens. Instead, he joins in. This rules. I am fully giddy over it. GG, everyone. Bree Seal. Stupid will be stupid, but I'll never get over how insane of a hill pronouns are to die on. Like, if you can have to pretend it's not a effing backbone of a language grammar and then argue what? You shouldn't be able to choose what people call you in a role-playing game. Oh, see, now they're just trying to do the whole tactic of, see, pronouns are just a part of language, but why are you so upset? Oh, okay, cool. Why are you so upset that we're just simply pointing them out in the game if they're not that big of an issue? Kind of strange, right? He is not a bright man, Matt Hansen says. Can luminaries have a negative luminance values? Oh my god, see, that's an art joke! Jeremy Tescudo, good for you. Around this time, Hansen would take to Blue Sky, of course, an account to celebrate publicly while maligning Musk with more profanity. I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game. Yes, I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait and see. Yeah, the default you said, you little crap. Followed this up by saying, honestly, deeply surreal to have the world's richest, whatever, boy, whine about something I am making, quite frankly giddy. Cannot think of a single person in the world I would rather irritate, as he posts on Blue Sky. In the Slack leak, things go even further when an employee named John Winokur recommends creating a character in the game based on Musk that they could then yeet? What the hell? Too late to add a rat creature to the game and name it Elongated a Muskrat that indistinctly mumbles something about pronouns and drops a shoddy, bloody-soaked emerald when you stab it, he said. What is wrong with you people? Holy Christ. Message reveals an environment where ideological hostility takes a precedent over any sort of professional behavior, Smash JT said in his official write-up on The Scoop. Employees are competing and taking increasingly hostile jabs at Musk, where one was even suggesting mocking him through in-game content, and taking business into their own hands. Despite all of this, Hansen's job is reportedly safe. Smash JT reported that, according to his sources, Hansen is protected by higher-ups both at Obsidian and Microsoft, but we'll have to see how that ultimately shakes out in February, where nobody's playing this game on Steam and they can go ahead and hide all of their failures behind Game Pass until, oopsie daisy, Microsoft does as Microsoft do and close down a company that hasn't created a good game in well over a decade. I look forward to continuing to talk about all of these spurgy actions by the people behind the scenes at Obsidian, because clearly they have an axe to grind and they're trying to take it out in not just an unprofessional way, but in a very costly and very stupid way. Like, if 2024 hasn't taught these freaks any type of lesson, well, they are well beyond reproach. And if they want to send their game, their hard work, and their studio up in flames to just simply own the chuds, at this point, I'll just let them. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.